Hello and welcome to Views on News. I'm Javati Hami. In today's program, we are going to take a view of the major foreign policy successes of Pakistan during the year 2024. And the Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch addressed the year-end press briefing today. There is a list of areas she has touched upon in this very detailed press briefing today. Let me start with the first excerpt from her press briefing today. The year 2024 was an active year for Pakistan's diplomacy. Our diplomatic efforts focused on enhancing Pakistan's international profile and strengthening our relations with countries around the world. The spokesperson also mentioned the successful high-level visits, also including the visit of President Asif Ali Zardari, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar as well. The spokesperson added, we prioritized dialogue and consultations despite a number of developments going in various regions of the world. She also mentioned the countries with which Pakistan had bilateral dialogue mechanisms, including the bilateral political consultations. Also talking about the traditional partnerships, she said we reinforced our traditional partnerships with China, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and the wider Islamic world. Now, specifically talking about Afghanistan, she said that this particular country remained a priority on the agenda of Pakistan's diplomatic outreach. A number of other important aspects related to Afghanistan have been mentioned during this particular press briefing. Of course, during the course of conversation in today's show, we'll be taking up all those aspects also for discussion. The spokesperson also said that we continue to engage with the United States of America to promote bilateral understanding. We'll also try to touch upon this particular aspect of the briefing. The spokesperson also mentioned the engagements with the European Union and the non-European countries as well in various domains. The spokesperson also talked of the importance of the ECO and the SCO for Pakistan. As we know for a fact that Pakistan recently hosted the SCO's heads of the government meeting. A number of aspects regarding that also are for discussion in today's show. The spokesperson also mentioned of Pakistan's multilateral diplomacy and talked about Pakistan's commitment to multilateralism, which was expressed by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif during his address to the United Nations General Assembly. Also, Pakistan getting the membership of some significant multilateral fora, including becoming the non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, also becoming the member of the Board of Governors of the International Atomic Energy Agency. Specifically talking about India, she said Pakistan advocated constructive engagement and result-oriented dialogue to resolve all outstanding issues, including Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. She also mentioned that Pakistan continued to highlight the the dispute of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and the atrocities which are being perpetrated by Indian occupation forces over there at multilateral fora, including the UN and OIC as well. She also said that Pakistan is concerned on the Indian campaign of extrajudicial and territorial assassinations on Pakistan's soil. All these important matters of this particular press briefing on the foreign policy front are for discussion. For that, we are honored to be joined in the studio by Mr. Khalid Taimur Akram. He is international relations expert. Mr. Akram, thank you very much for your time, for being with us on the show tonight. Really appreciate that. Let me begin the discussion with you, Mr. Akram. Quite a happening year on the foreign policy front for Pakistan, especially when we talk about the high-level visits Pakistan has exchanged with very important countries in the region and around the globe. Your stock take of how this particular front for Pakistan had been during the year.
Yes, thank you very much. Indeed, this year has been instrumental for Pakistan as far as the foreign policy is concerned, and Pakistan has emerged, I would say, as a key player in the region. We have seen the Azerbaijani president coming to Pakistan. We had seen the Chinese premier coming to Pakistan, and then just a few days back the Belarus president was here. So Pakistan has been playing a key player role in the region, especially in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, as well as our very active diplomacy has yielded so much good results for us in terms of regional connectivity, in terms of getting benefits out of the future for CPEC, and especially our relation with China. I would say this year we have seen, because this is the 11th year of the completion of the starting of the BRI. So we have seen CPEC phase 2 being started. We have seen a lot of visits by Pakistani officials to China and Chinese officials to Pakistan, and being the SCO head of the government host this year, we have seen number of SCO delegations coming to Pakistan. Almost more than 20 delegations came to Pakistan. So overall, Pakistan's image in the region and in the world has enhanced a lot. And I would commend here I would say the shuttle diplomacy of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and the Foreign Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar, as well as President Asif Ali Zardari, because three of them on their own portfolios have been going out, have been meeting with people. We have seen multiple visits of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to Saudi Arabia, UAE, and other GCC countries. So I would say overall, Pakistan's foreign policy stance this year and Pakistan's grading, diplomatic grading all over the world has increased due to three reasons. One, Pakistan remained very balanced in its approach in various conflicts. Pakistan raised a lot of voice for Kashmiri people and Palestinian cause, and Pakistan played a very balanced role, especially in dealing with Iran and in dealing with Afghanistan and India. On the other hand, we have been seeing some extremist steps being taken by the Indian government. The very recent step is refusing to come to Pakistan for playing cricket, and we have seen a very firm stance of Pakistan on that, and for the first time probably ICC had to listen to Pakistan, and they had to take decision for next 3-4 years as per the desire of Pakistan. So overall, I would say it has been on the diplomatic front a very successful year for Pakistan, and for this I think we must give credit to the government.
Okay, so there were three aspects that you were about to mention. The first, you mentioned that Pakistan has been balanced, especially when it came to conflicts in various regions of the world. What two other aspects?
Yes, the two other aspects as the starting of the regional connectivity. Because as you know, the Central Asian countries, after the completion of CPEC, now they don't call themselves as landlocked, now they call themselves as landlinked. So Pakistan has started this enhanced regional connectivity. The road transport network between the Central Asia and Pakistan has already started. We have seen number of convoys coming from Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan through Afghanistan and going to Gwadar and Karachi port. And the third important thing is this, that Pakistan has raised and has been very instrumental not only in the United Nations but also in OIC and SCO and all the platforms about Palestinian issue. We have been not only talking about it, but Pakistan has been instrumental in initiating various talks at the international platforms.
Mr. Akram, all-weather strategic cooperative partnership with China. Of course, Pakistan and China entered into the phase 2 of the China-Pakistan economic corridor. A number of diverse areas, newer areas, which are included under the umbrella of China-Pakistan economic corridor phase 2. How do you look at this particular visit of the Chinese premier? That was after quite a considerable time period here, and that also coinciding with that SCO mood.
Yeah, first of all, let me tell you one thing, that in Pakistan, wherever I go, at number of places I hear about CPEC. We are trying to compare CPEC with various other projects in Pakistan, and I always try to tell the audience that whenever you have to compare CPEC, you must compare it with the other 5 corridors, because CPEC is part of those 6 corridors, and since I work with the institute in China, and I have been traveling to these corridors, and let me tell you that CPEC is, if not first, but it is second or third on number as far as the development is concerned. Yes, this visit was very, very important, because in this visit we signed a very important agreement, that is the currency swap agreement, because with this currency swap agreement now the Chinese currency will be available in Pakistani market. And just 3 days back, I was in China and I was very pleased to see that now the Pakistani currency is available in the Chinese money changers. Even at the Beijing airport, Pakistani currency, now one can change Pakistani currency. So this is, I think, a very, very important agreement. Then we also had an agreement of the media exchange, in which PTV signed an agreement with CGTN. And with this, I think the cultural exchange between Pakistan and China will enhance. And as far as Gwadar Airport is concerned, yes, Gwadar Airport is a very, very big project. And hopefully in times to come, Gwadar will serve not only as a transit point, but as a trade point for all the landlocked and land-linked countries of Central Asia. Pakistan-China friendship, I think, has entered into a new phase, because as we know that the complete BRI project, where 155 countries are members, out of all these countries, Pakistan has a very, very significant place, because this China-Pakistan economic corridor, this is the only corridor out of 6 land and road corridors and number of maritime corridors which passes through only one country. So for that, that's why this complete project is known as the flagship project. So China is giving a lot of importance to this project. It's not that China wants to go to Indian Ocean, because China now has a strategic partnership with Iran also. And China has recently declared Chabahar and Gwadar as sister ports, not the rivals but the sisters. And also Chabahar ports and the Sri Lankan Hambantota port, they open up on the Indian Ocean. But despite of all these ports with China and in Chinese partnership, Pakistan has a special place, because the Chinese Communist Party, they remember how Pakistan had been helping them once they started off their journey on 1st October 1949. In 50s and 60s, they remember that how Pakistan took them to United Nations. They remember that how Pakistan PIA was the first foreign airline which went to China after the takeover of the Communist Party. So Chinese are, they remember all these things, and because of that, Pakistan always holds a very, very special place in their hearts and minds.
Right. What sort of message holding of that very significant mood of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's head of governments meeting over here in Islamabad sends to the outer world?
Yes. As we know that since last couple of years, Pakistan did not hosted this kind of event. The last event which I remember was hosted was the 50th anniversary of Pakistan. Probably that was in 1998. Once we had 1997, on 23rd March 1997, we had a special OIC moat in Pakistan, in which lots of foreign head of the states came to celebrate the 50th anniversary. So after that, I think this is the first event of its kind. And this event happened in Pakistan at a time when Western media, social media, they were all criticizing Pakistan, that Pakistan is an unsafe country, Pakistan is not an investor-friendly country, Pakistan is going to a default, and under all the shadows of, I would say, negative propaganda, this moat has given befitting response to all the negative propaganda, that Pakistan is not defaulting, Pakistan is a very safe country, and we have seen the Chinese premier coming to Pakistan. He was probably the first person who came to Pakistan and was the last to leave. So it gave a very clear message to the world that where Pakistan is standing in the eyes of China, where Pakistan is standing otherwise in the eyes of the region, because we had seen all the original head of the states coming to Pakistan, that they all are behind Pakistan, and Pakistan is an absolute safe country for investment. Pakistan is looking forward, and the Pakistan, it shows success of the Pakistan's foreign policy also.
Right. Mr. Akram, there's another aspect to this particular. Now, Pakistan being firm adherent of a regional approach to the situation of Afghanistan, Pakistan participated in meetings and mechanisms, including the Moscow format, third quadrilateral meeting of the foreign ministers of China, Iran, Pakistan, and Russia. Doesn't that naturally show that Pakistan is serious as to peace, stability and unity in Afghanistan is concerned.
Yes, but the seriousness has to be shown by the Taliban government also. If you remember, after 15th of August 2021, Pakistan was the first country to extend help to Afghanistan. Pakistan was the first country to send humanitarian aid to Afghanistan. Pakistan was the one of those countries who decided for the humanitarian purpose not to close their embassy in Afghanistan. Pakistan also gave refuge to a lot of Afghans who ran away due to some fears from the Afghan authorities. Pakistan even Pakistan allowed India to send humanitarian aid through Pakistan to Afghanistan. But then what happened after that? The Afghan government refused to take action against the defunct TTP. The Afghan government refused to take the responsibility that their soil is being used against Pakistan. The Afghan government even were unable to take weapons back from the terrorists, and we saw in a number of attacks the American weapons, the NATO weapons, which were previously used by the Afghan National Army, are being used by the terrorists, and Pakistan had been giving them a lot of evidences for that, and the world has seen those evidences. What they have done, their response have been absolutely lukewarm. They have been trying to doing the counter arguments with Pakistan, but at the same time we have seen China and the regional countries playing a very positive role, and they are trying to bring some sense in the Afghan government, but unfortunately they have not been able, nobody has been able to convince them that they should not side with the terrorist organizations.
Right. Mr. Akram, unfortunately, we're short of time. It's a very lengthy press briefing that happened today. A number of other aspects to be discussed. But very quickly, when we talk about the relationship, the trajectory of the relationship between the US and Pakistan, the Foreign Office spokesperson said that we continue to engage with the US to promote bilateral understanding. The US remains to be the largest export market for the Pakistani products. The two countries reached substantive understandings on trade, investment, energy, health, education, agriculture, climate change, and counterterrorism. What are the other avenues in this particular bilateral relationship that could be explored further?
Pakistan's relationship with US has always been good, and we have seen during the Joe Biden's last 4 years, there was absolutely no issue. But all of a sudden now we have seen that they have come up with an issue which I think is an absolute non-issue, because Pakistan's missile and nuclear program is only for deterrence. This is what Pakistan has been saying all over all the time. And here again I would commend Pakistan's Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister that Pakistan's response to the American sanctions has been very, very restrained, and we have again today, as we've seen, the Foreign Office spokesperson giving a very comprehensive overview of Pakistan and US relationship, and I think now with the new administration coming in less than a month's time, we are going to see that there will be improvement between Pakistan and American relationship, and I think this last minute change of heart by the present American regime would not matter, because where were they since last 4 years? If Pakistan was doing that much bad things, were they sleeping at that time? Why would they choose the last 15 days to announce these kinds of things? I think it is just to attract some public attraction, just to, because as we know that President Joe Biden is going through the lowest ebb of his political career, and practically after this presidency, his political career, I don't think that he's going to continue with the politics. So I think that these kind of actions by him and his party are just to attract international attention and to please the local public.
Mr. Akram, your quick take regarding that. Pakistan has always been desirous of a very peaceful relationship with India. It is the Indians, and especially under that extremist ideology, the flag bearer of which is Bharatiya Janata Party, led by its Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We have seen their state sponsorship of terrorism, Pakistan also giving solid evidence regarding that to the extrajudicial and extraterritorial killings being perpetrated by India here in Pakistan. What are the options on that front?
Yeah, I would agree with Mr. Naqvi that India is, yes, their arrogance is shown through their foreign policy. But unfortunately, when Prime Minister Modi came, he initiated a neighbors first policy, which badly failed during his first and second tenure, and in his third tenure also. Now we are seeing that they tend to initiate a spice route vis-a-vis China's BRI. They think themselves as a regional power, and they think that they are above all the issues and above all the things. But I think that very soon India has to realize this thing, that India is now isolated in the region. India should realize this thing, that the American help, which they always look forward, is not going to be with them in times to come, because President Trump is going to follow a very, very different policy. Although India feels that Trump is their friend, but we will see that we see that in the present in the new Trump government there will be lots of businessmen. I always call the second tenure of Trump as a business tenure. So we will see President Trump engaging more with the Central Asian countries, with the South Asian countries, and India has to realize this thing, that Pakistan's significance in the region has significantly increased, and India now must reconcile with this thing, and they must not engage in these kinds of activities which they are doing right now.
Right. One last quick question as to Pakistan's commitment to multilateralism that was also expressed by Prime Minister during his address at the United Nations General Assembly. Now, Pakistan also becoming the member of some important multilateral fora. For example, Pakistan's non-permanent membership of the United Nations Security Council, member of the Board of Governors of the International Atomic Energy Agency. How important these memberships are?
Very important, especially Pakistan's membership of the UN Security Council at this stage, because I think next year is going to be very, very important for the region, because we will see hopefully very soon the ceasefire of the between Israel and Palestine, and then we are going to probably see another ceasefire in Ukraine and Russia. So Pakistan is definitely going to play a very important role in that. And let me tell you one thing over here, that China and Russia and other key players of the region, they always look towards Pakistan for Pakistan's policy decision on various aspects, because recently I have been interacting with a lot of regional experts from Central Asian countries, and they always say this thing, that now they look towards Pakistan as an elder brother. So Pakistan's role, I think, in 2025 in the regional foreign policy and in the international arena is going to be very much enhanced.
Mr. Khalid Taimur, Akram, international relations expert, thank you very much for being with us on the show tonight. We really appreciate that. And with that, we come to the end of today's episode. Till the next one, take good care of yourselves.